Hello, and welcome to Mean Street News. Mean Street News is here to provide accurate news to help citizens effect change in their local government and beyond. Being nice is overrated. It is time to be real. I mean what I say, and I say what I mean. The time to step up and step in is now. So please come join me, Katie, over on Mean Street News to discuss Ohio politics and beyond. I hope to see you there. I'm gonna have to fix the first part of that video. I've been muted this entire time, my stupid mic. Anyways, so I hate you right now. Don't laugh at me. Hello and welcome. I know.
Other videos you've done.
Hello and welcome to Mean Street News. If you were here for the first 3 minutes, I was talking to myself, but I have to do this for my recording for my podcast. So we're gonna actually be professional right now because we're gonna restart because I have to actually put this on my website. But we do. Anyways, hello and thank you. Welcome to Mean Street News. If you are returning, thanks for joining us. If you're new here, I am Katie. This is my husband, Chris.
Hello.
He is joining us here tonight to go over the Battistelli Deposition that we were talking about before. We were talking about the Ohio 4. We couldn't finish because we were reading for like, what, two hours?
What, before we were talking about?
Yeah, before you were talking about it.
You mean a little bit ago?
Yeah.
Yeah, we were talking about that.
And the Battistelli investigation, if you're new here, is our old prosecutor, J.D. Tomlinson, who was just, his term just ended at the end of December. He was charged with bribery, intimidation, and what was the other? Almost tampering with evidence or something. Right, something like that. But that was all dismissed in November after the election. Coincidentally. But this is the deposition from those charges, and we got to finish because it fits in with my whole RICO case with the radios, which we'll also be going over next week, and which is really exciting because I just got a bunch of recordings from the auditor's investigation. So I've spent the last 3 days listening to the best audio. But come on, you've listened to some of it. What are your thoughts, Chris?
All I know is it seems very funny because all I hear is like random laughter off in the cut while you're doing,
Well, you've listened to it in the car. We sat in the car for like an hour listening to.
People are just tattling on each other now. Everybody's covering their ass and running for the hills. Every single one of them, all of them.
But that was back in 2022 before they even passed the contract. All of these interviews. Isn't that crazy? Like the hindsight. But basically everything that I've said about the RICO investigation is coming out of the people's mouths themselves. They're telling on each other. And the fact that the auditor of state hasn't, gotten involved here, or the attorney general's office, is insane that they didn't take Commissioner Moore up on all of his claims, because his story is turning out to be
legit.
Pretty accurate.
It's being legit.
Pretty accurate. But tonight is about the Battistelli because we're going to finish the Tomlinson stuff. We're going to tie it to the RICO, and then we're going to go back into the radios, and we're going to finish that investigation next week for Mean Street News, not for what I'm doing in the background with it. But so to start tonight, which is really interesting, our new sheriff, Jack Hall, he was on the news this week. Looking into Captain Robert Van Zant relating to this investigation that we're going to be talking about tonight, reading from tonight. He was put on, I forget, it was patrol. You'll hear it in a minute, but I'm going to play that video real quick and I'm going to shut up for a second. Which is cursed, probably like, thank God. Look at your face. Yeah.
We're good.
Anyways, hold on.
Two of his deputies who are accused of committing some very serious offenses.
Meanwhile, he's also opened a new investigation into the controversial former prosecutor. 19 investigator Mike Mason is in Lorain County with a story you'll see on just one station.
Sheriff Jack Hall has just taken office, but he has a lot on his plate. He has just opened a new investigation that seems to be taking him down a rabbit hole.
As Lorain County's newly elected sheriff, Jack Hall knew there would be lots of work to do.
If we have deficiencies that we have to fix now, bring them out front and center.
One of those deficiencies involves the jail and the deputies who work there. Over the past couple of years, several inmates have accused officers of abusing them. Hall is now the one who's inherited those problems.
That's why we have lawsuits that face us, is because we didn't take care of what we were supposed to in the past.
On Monday, Hall placed Deputy Brian Tellier on leave pending an investigation. In 2023, Tellier was accused of slamming an inmate into a wall, paralyzing him. An investigator has now been assigned to that case.
He's going to start the investigation from ground zero, redo the entire investigation.
Hall has also opened a new investigation into former Lorain County prosecutor J.D. Tomlinson. Tomlinson's ex-girlfriend, who worked for the prosecutor's office, accused him of sexual harassment in 2023. The sheriff's office charged Tomlinson with 3 felonies. However, Tomlinson always maintained his innocence.
I want the truth to come out.
After Tomlinson lost the November election, his charges were dropped. Hall says the initial investigation revealed LCSO's lead investigator, Captain Bobby Van Zant, sent Tomlinson's ex messages of a sexual nature.
Are you willing to tell me if he told you that he did send her inappropriate texts?
He did.
He did. Okay.
That's why Sheriff Hall has just launched an internal investigation into Van Zant.
He's assuring me there's more to the story, and that's why right now we're giving him the benefit of the doubt.
And Hall says the one thing he doesn't want to do is jump the gun.
So right now it's coming down to what's real and what are the actual text messages.
Sheriff Hall says Van Zant will focus on uniform patrol and training while he's under investigation. Of course, that could change at any time, and we'll, of course, let you know when it does. In Lorain County, Mike Mason, 19 News.
Are we muted?
No, we're back on. So, what'd you think?
What do you mean? I mean,
Like, they're looking back into
I saw
the county prosecutor.
I saw some of your work on there.
Oh, the text message. Well, it's not my work. That was court file. That was my work. You saw those messages. Those are just a little snippet of what I have. But no, it's the filings. That's where I got them from. The court filings.
Mm-hmm.
And then that anonymous letter that I found in the mailbox.
Mm-hmm.
That somebody put in. Those were those messages. And then they ended up being in the court filings. From the Brighton Elyria Municipal Court, which is another thing that we're going to talk about next week. The law director. Hold on, people. Our internet's being funny. We got to get those boosters from my dad. Remind me. Anyways, we're back. Okay, we're back. I would have to name those charges, which is the whole thing. It's just really, it's just funny how, everything's happening. But back to our deposition. We ended the deposition at, I think, one of the funniest parts, and we're going to play that for you. But the question we left off at was, Okay, fair enough. What was the question? It's impossible to clear because you're saying, okay, so we were talking about Captain Van Zant and the sexy messages that Jack Call was just saying that he admitted to in pursuing her. And then he asked about the prosecutor now, Tony Sillo, who was just newly elected. He said, Tony Sillo, he's also said that Prosecutor Tomlinson, the previous prosecutor, also said the prosecutor now was trying, Tony Sillo was trying to have a relationship with you. And then she followed up with, anybody that I have a conversation with that is a male, JD will assume that I am either having sex with them or they are pursuing me somehow. And I'm just going to play that for you guys really quick because it's just hilarious, I think, the way Chris reacted. His natural, his
trying
natural
not to react
reaction
right
was
now.
so funny.
Oh my
It
God.
was so funny.
Fair enough.
Well, just because it was like so like honestly, like you didn't even realize like what.
I bet he even spit it right out of his mouth. Didn't even like skip a beat.
Oh, it's
Fair enough.
crazy.
Okay, fair enough.
All right, I think this starts at
On
the
one
end, so we're gonna
occasion.
have
Let's
to.
see what times. We'll do a week, between a week. We'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
Let me get my
10, 11, 12.
let me get my toes. I'm gonna need some toes.
Maybe I was drinking some whiskey last night. Maybe
Tony Sillo was trying to have a relationship with you.
Anybody that I have a conversation with is a male. JD will assume that I'm either having sex with them or they are pursuing me somehow.
Okay, fair enough.
Wait,
What? Fair enough. Wait. What? Fair enough. I'm sorry about everything. Fair enough. Please. That statement's. It's a fair statement to say that. She was up with it could be anyone. It could be.
it could be anybody.
Oh God. Okay. I think that is everything I have that I wanted. Look how he slipped that in on the. Okay, I'm done talking on Van Zandt now. Okay. I'm not in love with you. No, we've never talked. 2 interviews, maybe 5, 6 times. I see like 9 text messages. I don't know about you on one occasion.
let's see what times. We'll do a week, between a week. We'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
Let me get my
10, 11, 12.
let me get my toes. I'm gonna need some toes.
Maybe I was drinking some whiskey last night. Maybe
Tony Sillo was trying.
I had to show you guys that. It was, I mean, Chris, your natural reaction was
Still funny.
hilarious. I mean,
It's still funny. So fair enough. Just let's go.
all right. So we're gonna get into this. We only have about 35 pages, so it goes quick because they're like big, they're huge font, and I actually brought my readers this time, so I won't be like slow.
I like them.
You like them? Yeah. My cheetah print. I couldn't find my clear ones. I wanted to wear my clear ones.
With that being said, let's hurry up. Finish this.
You're so stupid. Anyway. Well, this is what Van Zant's on Van Zant. This is what was on Van Zant's mind. You know what I mean?
Of course.
Okay.
That's fair enough to say.
That's
Sorry. Let's go. Let's go.
Anyways. So, fair enough. It could be anybody.
Okay. I think that is
This
everything.
is Captain Van Zant, the guy asking the questions.
Okay. I think that is everything that I have that I wanted to cover. Kevin, do you have anything?
Now, this is Kevin Monley. He's an investigator with the state Ohio State Auditor's Office. He said, "You're gonna do Monley too."
He goes, yes, let me. And then they stopped recording because he's probably like, dude, don't say like we're recording. I mean, I'm your lawyer. We have to record this. Don't. He's probably doing all this warning.
While we take
Who
the
knows?
take
Probably
the
Sorry, go ahead. I'm sorry.
while we take the tape break, you know what I mean? We come back on and Van Zandt starts.
We are back on the recording here.
And Jennifer says yes.
I remember seeing somewhere they were talking about the settlement and the payroll, and that you received a $6,000 bonus.
Okay, so the settlement they're talking, I gotta cover the settlement
you're
just
good.
because if people are new here. The settlement they're talking about is when Jennifer left, after a couple months after she left, she wasn't going to be receiving unemployment because she quit. She then sued the county. No, didn't sue. She filed. Sorry, I'm getting people confused. She filed an EEOC. Well, she didn't file. She filled out an EEOC complaint. Went to an attorney. Went to the prosecutor's office and said, "I'm gonna sue you for this EEOC complaint." On the EEOC complaint, which is the Equal Employment Opportunity, whatever. She never filed it. By the way, never filed it. To be clear, she just filled out this paper. She said, I'll settle for, she said, I'll settle for 150,000. They talked her down to 100,000, which is really like kind of like a severance pay for the remaining term that she would be with JD anyways. And, it was out of the prosecutor's budget. There's a whole thing here and we're gonna get into it next week. I can't right now because we gotta finish this, but I just wanted to cover that real quick. That was just, yeah. Anyways, was it 6?
I thought it was.
Now, Mr. Liu, hold on. Mr. Liu is Jennifer Battistelli's attorney. This guy, during the Elyria municipal trial, the second one, he was trying to say that Jennifer waived her attorney-client privilege with him, which she didn't. It ended up being she didn't. Like, they went back to court, and he wasn't there at that one. You know what I mean? Saying, I can talk for her. And then he really was kind of silenced at that hearing because the judge was like, anything like he really would say would be hearsay, which hearsay is like you didn't hear it directly from the source, somebody told you, you know what I mean? But it was an attorney. Now this guy's going to be running for judge in Vermilion. And I'll just tell everybody real quick, look up his website and the people he represents and see what good he's done to the community, how he's uplifted the community and see if that represents Vermilion, because I don't think it does. But anyways, Mr. Van Zant.
6 or 8?
Oh, Lou asked the same thing. We skipped
6
that.
or 8 by Mr. Van Zandt, and 6 or 8
by Mr. Lou. I got the $1,200 bonus from the county.
When we talked the first time, you never did, right?
Oh, he paid me.
Oh, okay.
He was supposed to pay me 20% of the fundraisers, and he was like, no, that is too much money, and ended up, it was supposed to be like 10, which means 10,000, and he ended up giving me a check for 8,000.
Okay. I think that is what it was then.
Mister, you're doing all the guys. That's
right.
why you're here. You just got to say their
Mr.
name if it's not Van Zant.
Mr. What is that, Luke's?
Lou, it's her
Yeah,
attorney, Lou.
Mr. Lou, that was a cut of the fundraiser proceeds.
Yeah, on all of them. In all of my contracts, it's 20% of the fundraiser.
By Mr. Manat.
Monolith, he's with the state auditor's office.
Was there a contract on it or just an agreement? Verbal?
Uh-huh. It's not an answer.
Mr. Van Zandt.
We're back to Captain Van Zant.
So, kind of a recap to date. You never adopted any narrative that they wanted you to adopt. You never signed any affidavits relative to those.
Relative to
to
those.
sorry.
Never.
Never? Okay. And again, everything that you had Attorney Moran,
Moran.
Moran.
People's names are.
Now,
And then inaudible. Quotations inaudible. So he says everything that you had, Attorney Moran, and then we can't hear the rest of it because, I would love to hear that. I would love to get this tape.
I bet it was on it.
Yeah. She says, now does JD have me recorded and say, yeah, you know what? I'm saying, believe whatever you want. I'm like, I am sure, like, I am probably 100% positive. I probably told him whatever he wanted to hear.
But you would do those things to appease him.
Yeah.
To get him off of your back?
Yeah. If not, he won't stop.
Okay. And then Her attorney. Well, we can see in the text, we have some of the text messages. He was relentless, and he just goes on for days and days and hours and hours.
Hours.
Okay. Mr. Modeling.
Auditor's office. Yeah. We'll just say auditor's office.
All right. Would you allow us to talk to Moran?
Yeah. That's her attorney for the EEOC complaint, because she has 4 attorneys. She has 4 attorneys. She has this attorney in Cleveland for the $350,000 she tried to come back at us for, the county. And it's not just the prosecutor, it's the county's money, so taxpayers. There's the Moran, who initially was part of the $100,000, to the prosecutors, pay me, or I'm going to, sue you. And then the third one is Rosenbaum, which I can't figure out why she hired Rosenbaum, but it says in the text messages that were filed in the court filings that for some, which is the old prosecutor, by the way, that murder case that I was been looking into. Yes. That's the prosecutor in that case.
Oh, okay.
So she's been looking into those, which is the old Lorraine prosecutor. And then her 4th attorney is Kenny Lou, who volunteered to be her attorney for free because he has political fucking ties here, is my personal belief. Her attorney.
She signed.
Captain Van Zant.
I think that she signed a release.
The auditor's office.
I missed that part.
Van Zant.
Well, we reached out to him, and he's not apprehensive or appreciative.
Do you want my other reading glasses?
I know, it's so blurry. I appreciate it. But
that's what I'm saying.
He says that every time that he sits and talks with us, he has to get outside counsel.
Her attorney.
So it's costing him money.
Van Zant.
Yes, it's costing him money.
I'm sure he's just like me, go in there and have our case done, and all of this other stuff is like Van Zant.
And that is what we want to. But she filed motion after motion, and they want to stop this, and they don't want it to happen.
What to happen? I mean, it should have been settled, and I should be on my way home. It's just like now, I know. Which, by the way, her settlement was done. Her settlement was done within 3 weeks. I don't know really what they're talking about here. I'm not following it. Anyways, Mr. Liu.
They don't want the EEOC complaints to come out.
But they already came out. The EEOC complaint, by the way, came out, and it's because at the end of it, she lied and said that he sexually harassed her when she had an ongoing relationship to probably this day with him. But up until...
That everybody in the office knew about.
Yeah, that everybody in the office.
And could hear, remember?
Could hear. Anyway, Van Zandt.
They don't want that to come out. And they are doing everything that they can to stop it.
I told JD the videos are worse than that. They might as well put it out.
Right, yeah.
The videos she's referencing are the 30-second clips where she's like shaking her phone, and then the one in her house that they were arguing that was released right before the election to interfere with the election. But nothing is worse than the videos.
Right. I don't believe that I have anything else. I went through all of my questions, and I had quite a few.
Auditor's office.
When was the last time that you talked to him, or like the FBI, or have you spoken with them recently?
They came to my house to get like a copy of something out of my phone.
Within the last week or two?
Her attorney.
That was late July.
The auditor's office.
Oh, okay.
Her attorney.
That is what the text message that I have been provided recently.
Van Zandt.
Yes.
Her attorney.
Those were downloaded by the FBI.
Van Zandt.
He hasn't had a chance to see those yet. Kevin hasn't. I don't have a question.
I do have a question.
Oh, I do have a question.
Van Zandt, by Mr. Van Zandt.
There was a photograph that was taken depicting some bruises on your arms. Who took those pictures?
I did.
A selfie?
Yes, uh-huh.
And they were taken at your house?
Well, JD says, he said, well, Jen, there is something about those bruises that are kind of off. And I said, yeah, JD, it's because we got into a physical altercation in my bedroom the night before. Anyways, so there's... So I just read that like that for the first time.
Yeah, my mind is going.
So there's 2 sets of bruises on my arms, and one of them is shaded. And I am like, you did the one set the night before, and and then you did one when I got to work, Mister. Because they're so loud in the office. Anyways, her attorney says,
Oh man. The August 15th incident. The one that made you quit?
yeah.
She couldn't say the safe word. I'm sorry. Supercalifragilistic is hard to say when things are going great. Sorry. I'm going to keep going. All right.
Anyways, continue. Yeah. Van.
And his explanation is that he grabbed you and sat you down on the couch. That
I fucking can't with
that
this.
did not happen.
And I know I'm trying to say without laughing through what I'm saying. No, that is inaudible, Montana. Although he said that I'm going to say that I grabbed you because you were so angry. And I was like, you were angry. And I was angry. And I said, regardless, you do not put your hands on me. And I said, JD, you would not have left bruises on my arm if you would have gently set me down somewhere. Now, the Montana trip was last year, 2024. She did not work at the prosecutor's office anymore. He was still prosecutor, so that's whatever with him. It was after she released these horrendous videos of him accusing him of abusing her. That she
went
ran
on a trip with him
to Montana.
after these videos.
To Montana. Yeah.
For days.
For days. That was the whole thing. So I don't even know why they're even talking about it. It has nothing to do with anything. Anyways, Van Zandt.
Okay.
That doesn't happen. And he was like, well, I held you tightly. And then we went through 30 different stories. And I said, JD, nothing. He took back what happened that day. Her attorney.
So there was a physical altercation the night before August 15th at your home?
Wait, real quick. I want you to, because you're not like in this or anything. So you're like, you just reading what her attorney is asking her. Does it feel like to you, I'm not trying to like lead what you're going to say or anything, but does it feel like to you like he's like helping the investigators or helping her, protecting her?
Well, he's leading her.
Well, do you feel like he's helping protect her from like,
No, because he says, so there was a physical altercation. He's basically implying that there was a physical altercation. And he didn't ask a question.
and she's lying. You know
Well,
what I
of
mean?
course she's lying. I mean, she just...
Which, by the way, we took her seriously. We wouldn't be.
Yeah, we've already reiterated
Yeah.
that. But again, if we need to, if I thought this was a serious case of domestic abuse, I would not be making light of this. But because I think she's a bullshit liar, and that this was 100% election interference with JD. Like, I mean, you got charges a couple weeks prior to your election.
Oh, a week before early voting started.
A week before, and then,
a week before early voting started.
Forget about it.
A week after.
Don't worry about that. You lost 2 weeks after.
Smith.
Oh my god.
Because their witness didn't show up. Yeah. Oh my god. But do you feel like he's questioning her with the auditor?
Look, and they're all trying to pin him up.
Okay. Anyways,
That's what it seems like to me.
Yes, because I like some of his friends' Facebook page or posts.
That is not one of the videos that was sent out, was it?
No.
There was a video that was sent out, and I've never.
This is Van Zandt.
I've never been to your house, so I don't know. So I am assuming it was in your house. But it's like I've never been.
I've never been there.
But I'm just going to go ahead and assume. I just want to put that out there that I have never been. Just like you've never texted her a bunch of times.
That your couch is purple with fairy stripes.
I'm just going to assume at the corner of this one. But he had a white and black Adidas sweatshirt on, or like a pullover. And you are on the couch of some sort, maybe. I don't know if you can recall that video.
It was at my house.
Did he hit you at that time too, or did he push you down on the couch? It appears to be some kind of an altercation.
Okay, I hate to pause again because I know we have to read this, but context is everything, right? This is the video that was in the news, and it was like a minute clip, and she's on the couch arguing with him, right? But then she goes, and I noticed this because you know me, I watch stuff and I like slow it down and everything, and I take out the audio. She goes to lunge at him, and the video cuts off. And then when the video comes back up, it's him standing by the door yelling at her.
Oh,
But she went to go lunge towards him because Jennifer has been, you know, she has a background of domestic violence. She threw the box fan at her husband's face for not cutting the lawn on a Sunday morning at 9 a.m. You know,
better
like,
cut that lawn.
get to it, man.
What is it? You can dodge a wrench. You can dodge. That dude needs to practice dodging.
Anyways, so that's what they're talking about.
And you're right here.
I don't know. It was like a long night, and we fought for hours. I think it was like Christmas Eve. Yeah, there was Christmas decorations on it. That is the video.
Okay, now the one, I think the first video that the Chronicle put out there, and he sees the.
I don't know how to say that. Just say Gandhi.
No,
Mahata. Whatever, Gandhi.
Mahita.
I don't know. Just say Gandhi.
That was in the office.
Yes. Oh, her attorney. Sorry.
That is the one where you confirmed.
Yeah, her attorney.
All right. To me, to confirm the Chronicle telegram that he struck you in the head with an open hand that day. Is that correct?
Yes, and we got into a fight about that because he said, well, did I slap you? Did my hand actually go like, where at, Jen? Where at? Where did I actually slap you? And I was like, JD, I don't fucking know. But and I said,
Wait. Let's read that again.
Okay.
That's everybody.
I'm going to slow down.
This is her saying this.
Okay.
Start over. So I'll read it. This is her attorney, right? To me, to confirm the Chronicle telegram that he struck you in the head with an open hand that day. Is that correct? He's asking her if this is a correct abusive.
Like he hit her.
Like he hit her.
Okay. Yes. And we got into a fight about that because he said, well, did I slap you? Did my hand actually go like... I don't think you guys understand. Let me use a physical example of this. I'm joking.
Men do it.
I'm
just playing.
Anyways, where did I actually slap you? And I was like, GD, I don't fucking know.
Let's let that sink in.
But you're... Okay, can't fix stupid.
Back to reality because
I said, he said, no, I want you to tell me exactly where my hand landed on your face.
What the hell are we?
In Montana.
In Montana, you mean?
Yeah. And he was like, the whole thing about that slap. And he was like, well, then you can honestly say you don't know if it was a real slap. And JD, a slap is a slap. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know.
Either way, you were assaulted?
And he said, either way, did it land where, like, did I slap you? And kind of like, hey, Jen. And I can hear JD say, hey, Jen. You know what I mean? Like that attorney, like, questioning you. Well, you know. But, hey, Jen. And I said, this is crazy.
Certainly, to your knowledge, it wasn't a play.
Hell no.
Or was it like you guys were just horse playing? His intent was to either assault you or get your attention or keep you quiet?
He wanted me to shut up. He wanted me to shut up because we were arguing and I wouldn't.
Okay.
But he's like, I did not slap you. Like I meant to hurt you, to slap you. It was just a whole her attorney.
Did you make any recordings to Montana of your fights?
No, he had He had my phone, like when we were fighting, he grabbed my phone. I bet he did. And he was like, bitch, you're not putting this in the telegram. You know what I mean? By the way, she had an NDA. So with the $100,000, like an NDA, like she wasn't to discuss like what went on in the office. So I want the taxpayers $100,000 back.
Yeah, that sounds like a good plan.
Yeah.
We get Jack Hall on that. He's killing it now. He is.
We'll see that we'll see.
Oh, he will.
We'll
Jack,
see.
you're gonna do.
I hope
you're
he
gonna do
does.
it.
I hope he
So,
does. But at the same time,
You better do it. 'Cause
no.
this is just.
But at the same time, this is Lorraine County, people. So don't, you know what I mean? And yeah. Anyways, did he? No, he grabbed my phone. Like when we were fighting, he grabbed my phone. Her attorney.
Did he grab your phone after you said that you were going to call the police?
It was in his hand, and I'm like, I'm going to have to call the police. Captain Van Zandt.
Where did you guys stay in Montana? You said it was an Airbnb?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me ask you this, because your intentions or recording, that's probably on.
Yeah.
On recording him was because of what the Chronicle or things that were going on.
I don't even know why this is even relevant. Like, she's not even. No, I know why this is relevant, but I'm saying, like, because she's not working for the prosecutor's office. $100,000 thing was already done. Like, why are they even talking about this? Like, call Montana police.
Well, they're fishing.
I know what they're doing.
They're
but
fishing for something to snag
so
JD
stupid.
with.
It's just so dumb. Anyways, no, my intention in the first place was that, well, because it's election season, they can use this against them. No, my intention in the first place was that we fought all the time, like all of the time. And I was like, first of all, it was escalating and getting worse and worse and worse. And I was like, I could not call the police. We were friends with the police. She says we were friends with the police. Who was I going to call? Who was I going to tell? Well, who was going to believe me, basically, because I'm a fucking liar. Anyway, she didn't say that part, but who was going to believe me, basically?
So you were recording it just to have some documentation?
Yes, I think she was courting him to set him up because, and then use it against him. But
in the event that you needed it?
And we got in an argument in Montana. Why are you recording me? And I said, because JD, you were not stopping at all.
Okay.
Captain Van Zandt.
I don't have anything else. He keeps saying this.
And then
I don't have anything else. I don't have anything. Kevin, do you?
This is the auditor's office.
Was there ever a point during your fights over the years that he was going to do some serious physical harm, or did he ever threaten you?
Question inaudible. This is the auditor's office asking her questions now, I think.
And this is...
Yeah, this is Mr. Monolay now. This is the auditor's office. I mean, JD is huge. I could tell him I could slip and you would rather break my neck. He's twice as big as I am.
Did he ever choke you?
No. Her attorney.
Did he ever threaten to strangle you? I think it's on audio or video.
Probably. Her attorney. Stop. I know what you're
Yes. No,
Anyways.
he didn't say it like that. He said yes.
Jennifer, yes. Oh, her attorney, sorry.
He threatened to strangle you?
Captain Van Zandt had to get on this. You know what I mean? Anyway, sorry.
He even made comments that he hates to go to work because you were there.
I know.
But yet portrays... How would he know that? I mean, if Van Zandt's not talking to JD, how would he know that he's making comments that he hates?
Oh, I know who it is. I'll tell you later. I know who it is. I'll tell you later. I know who it is. I know who it is. I know who it is.
Okay.
Oh, here, I'm going to write it down.
right.
I'm going to write it down. You guys aren't going to know.
just saying,
I'm
like,
sorry. Hold
how
on.
would,
Where was that? I need to
right
write
here.
it down.
He even made comments. Like, how would Van Zandt even know that if he's not even talking to JD in any way, shape, or form? I mean, making comments is something like
Him.
he's...
Anyways, continue.
He's a loser anyways.
He's going. I know.
But yet portrays in the paper that he loved having you there and you were his most valuable player.
Yeah, because I did all of his bills, his finances, his cars, his clothes, his everything. What? So if I don't come to work, he cannot get into his bank accounts because it was my grandson's password. And, like,
Uh-huh.
that's not a thing. You can't even, I do everything for you.
Okay. So
Sounds like Gone
on the
Girl.
bad days that you had at work, everyone seemed to,
Inaudible.
at the office, there was an argument or something happened,
I mean, yeah.
and you guys tried to just work through it and try to get along at work and get through this day.
We tried.
Okay.
Tried enough to make it through. And we had work to do, but.
Okay.
Oh, and his narrative too. Like, we got into an argument in Montana, and he was like, I think his narrative was, you were mad because I got a girlfriend. And I pulled up my phone and I was like, well, which one? And he did not know that I had a copy of every girl that I spoke to. And I said, was I supposed to pick one of these girls? Did you have one girlfriend or 10? Actually, you had 20. And he did not know that I knew that. And he was like, oh, wait, I did not know that you knew that. And I'm like, what do you mean? We argued about it all of the time.
Right.
Yeah, because he didn't think you knew, because you didn't think you were on his Facebook, you stalker. She was on his Facebook with him not knowing. So, no, the narrative of you saying that I was jealous that you had a girlfriend, you cannot say that because you have several. Oh, he did. He was sleeping. He was messing around with a couple.
You can't
girls.
say
Yeah.
I'm jealous. Yeah, you are jealous. You know
You're
of
stalking
them.
him on through
You're
his
walking
Facebook.
around with copies of this shit.
Because he's on his Facebook account through I got into it one time for a fundraiser, and then she just stayed on it, and she was following him through his. Yeah, bitch stalker, and I think that's illegal, by the way.
What?
You can't, without somebody's permission, be on their Facebook account.
Well, she already admitted that.
No, I know that, but I'm just
mean-
saying, like, she's a stalker. For those that are new, she's a stalker. Anyways.
Okay. At some point in time, he said that you were the aggressor and you assaulted him.
I never hit JD.
Okay.
Only my husband was the fan. Anyways.
Okay. That was my question. You never struck JD,
No.
but he has struck you?
Yeah, because when we got into an argument with Katie, which is Katie Jean, a girl he was sleeping with, and she was like, I pushed him a couple of times, and I said that I never put my hands on him. I just wouldn't. So Katie Jean, the other girl he's messing around with, is saying, which by the way is a lot younger than Jennifer, and
Okay.
a lot prettier than Jennifer, blonde. Big, I mean, like, she's pretty girl. So I would be feeling some type of way if I was Jennifer too. You know what I mean? So, anyways, because she's old compared to Katie. I mean, she's old. She's like, no. Anyways, but Katie Jean is saying that she's witnessed Jennifer pushing
Yes.
JD.
Is he still with Katie? Are you aware?
I don't know. I mean, according to him, pre-Montana, he has been a saint. So I don't know.
Who was his girlfriend? Who was his girlfriend that you were supposed to be jealous of?
Katie Jean. Well, he was saying at the time at work.
Okay.
Because when we were in Montana, he was like, were you jealous that I had a girlfriend? And I said, jealous of what? I said, and now you have this narrative that she wasn't your girlfriend. And then she is your girlfriend. Back then, she was not.
God, I could never talk to her.
No, like annoying the way she
Yeah.
speaks. So.
Has he ever shared anything with you about Ember
Corner.
Corner?
Okay, so I do this like respect. Alright. Oh, you saw my note. Anyways. Anyway.
Let's just keep going. Keep going.
Ember Corner. I want to tell you, we have mutual friends with Ember Corner.
Oh, we do.
We do.
We do. Who?
Tammy Herring.
Oh, God.
Tanya.
Oh, Tanya?
But you're going to see the theme here. Anna's cousin, Kim. What do all these people have in common? program. Like
Yeah.
The NAAA.
Okay.
Which is great because these would be like, good people, and they've, overcome a very hard addiction.
Anybody moving
But
forward.
do you see
is
the
great.
theme here? What type of person like we're dealing with here? Then if you look at number, you do a background search on number corner. That's just interesting. But I'm not here to hate, so we're just gonna continue. She's just an interesting character. Yes,
What does he say about that?
that she's insane.
But what has he shared with you about her?
They slept together.
Was she his girlfriend?
No, he doesn't have girlfriends.
But he portrayed in the paper that she was his girlfriend and that they dated.
Oh, he did?
Did she not know? Oh my God. Yes, he made a statement that he and Amber dated, but he did not date her when he took office.
I did not know that. I never even thought of it.
But you are aware of her from him.
Yes, I don't think they dated, but I knew that they slept together maybe 3 times or something. That's very specific.
Sorry.
Oh, did you lose your space?
No, I'm just like, she just contradicts herself.
I know.
But anyways, okay.
Yeah.
Did he ever make mention to you how she wanted him to expunge her records? Did you ever have a conversation about that?
See where they're going with this?
That's leading as far.
Yeah. Well, because they wanted her to say yes, so they can be
But
like,
it's very specific.
yeah. No, but I mean, I don't believe that to be true though. But no, I mean, she is crazy. I don't think that they were ever together. I don't think that he would have told her like he told me, like he was my attorney at one time and he was like, just go get it expunged. I don't think that he needed to have sex with her for that. So she's saying basically he's above board. Like he was like when he was her attorney, he was just like, you just get an expunge. You don't need to like blow me for an expungement. You know what I mean?
But if you want to,
No,
I mean,
no,
sorry.
don't even imply that somebody's gonna clip that and be like,
Whatever.
they said it was, they did it. No, wasn't even with her until 6 months after she was working for him at the prosecutor's office after he was elected. So this is 2 years apart. They were friends for a decade.
He had other girls for that?
20. She's on the list too.
Okay.
State auditor's office.
She's on the. She just told us she never
Maybe
knew about him.
it's
She
fr-
just told us she never knew about that woman, and yet
What is it
she's
called?
on the list.
What is it called when a pimp has like a steady heat rail of girls? What is it called? What is the term that they use? Like you got a full, like
Full house or something.
No,
like that.
no, you gotta. It's a horse term. You got a full. I can't think of it. But he's like the pimp. Like you got a full house. You know what I mean? The way that Jennifer talks, not saying that he does. It's just.
Hey, to each their own.
Yeah, he's a single guy. Like who cares?
Okay. All right.
The state auditor's office.
Did he ever promise you anything
Like what?
when you were going through your divorce? Is that what are you referring to?
Yeah.
When you were going through your divorce, is that
You
what
said
you're
it right.
referring to? He was your attorney for your divorce?
Me and my husband, ex-husband, got into an argument, and I threw a fan at his face. I mean, she doesn't say that part, but it was at his face. And it was Memorial Day weekend, and the police came, and I get arrested. JD came to the jail and stayed because he's an attorney, and we were friends. Captain Van Zandt.
They met prior to her being arrested through a circle of friends.
Yes, we have known each other for 15 years. JD and her have known each other previous to this for 15 years. State auditor's office.
Okay.
Then I go to court and he said in audible, and I said, because of you, now I got a disorderly conduct. And he was like, it's nothing, and it should have been thrown out, and it wasn't. Okay, for one, she was looking at like an assault charge pretty much. He got dropped down to disorderly conduct, and it's not his fault. You threw a box fan at your husband's face on Memorial Day weekend for not cutting the lawn. Like, you psycho. That you didn't even learn your lesson, apparently, because it's your fault for assaulting the man. You can't just go around assaulting men. And one day you're going to meet the guy that's not like the nice guy just going to restrain you. You're going to meet the guy that's like, what is it? Equal rights, equal fights. And you're going to get your ass knocked out. Like women,
Which is not okay.
women think sometimes that they can put their hands on men. Like I wouldn't recommend it. You're going to meet the wrong one one
Shouldn't
day.
put your hands on anyone.
Yeah, at all.
Period.
But she has, do you see her history and her pattern of assaulting men? Where are we? We don't have 15 years. Lingo just really kind of, her attorney.
That was the year 2019, the year before he got elected.
Auditor's office.
But did it get personal? You said that you knew him 15 years.
Mutual friends.
Did you two start hanging out or dating prior to him taking office?
He was always coming to my house, and we were just good friends with my kids. I mean, he was at Christmas, birthday parties, and we seen him all the time when he was dating Michelle. We were all just really good friends.
When did it turn sexual and more of a relationship type?
When we started working together, which is 2 years later, and I think I was divorced and single, and he broke up with Michelle.
Okay.
And things just happened.
If there was a time that you would not see him or talk to him, what would he do? Like, if you would have had ignored him?
That was most of our fights at work.
Most of your fights at work is when you would start to ignore him and not talk to him?
Well, I felt like if we were not together, then I am not answering my phone calls on the weekend. That became this new thing that happened at work, probably because she had something. And it was like, I need to get a hold of something for work, and you're not responding to me. Anyways. Oh, why should I? And by the time that Monday would come around, it was hell because I would not answer the phone. So Judge is Judge Burge, which was the chief of staff. He was a judge. He's not judge anymore, but he was a judge, and he was JD's chief of staff. So Judge would have to come in, and we would have hour-long discussions while my phone was off during the weekend.
And you would do this because you guys were pretty much on the outs?
We were on the outs, yes.
And you felt if you were on the outs, you were not available to him on the weekends because your weekends are your weekends?
And that was a no.
And he did not like that?
Oh, hell no. And then maybe Tuesday we made up, and Wednesday we were back together, and Thursday fighting again. And it would just be a whole...
So come Monday in the office, when you would not answer your phone or answer the phone, he would really be upset with you.
Oh, it was a bad time.
Why would he always involve Jim Burge?
Because he was our peacemaker, basically.
Well, okay. So Jim knew pretty much every time that you guys were involved in an altercation.
Is that fair, too?
Is that fair to say? Yeah.
I don't think that he knew about the physical stuff, but he knew that we were fighting.
What has he said to you? And has Jim said anything to you after the viewing of the videos or things getting physical with you? Has he had a conversation with you about anything of that?
No.
No. Did you have conversations if Jim knew?
No.
Only when he would get you to adopt a false narrative?
Well, that was JD, but yeah.
Well, Jim certainly knew about the false narratives.
Yes.
Yes.
State auditor's office.
Was there ever an extended period that you were not seeing him other than just a weekend or?
We did not talk for 2 weeks after I left the prosecutor's office. That was the longest time that we went without contact.
And I did not want to put words in your mouth, but did he ever threaten or did he ever think that you were dating someone else? Did he threaten any boyfriends that you might have had? Or did he call anybody? Because he seems like an extremely jealous person.
The only person is the police officer, Mike Walker. I like something on his page, and we fought about that. And I was about to leave him. He would come in, and so...
He never contacted, called we are through?
No, he had me under control that I would not talk to him or like their page. But I know it sounds crazy, but inaudible. I would block and that would make him angry. I would not talk to other guys.
That sounds crazy.
Yeah, saying it out loud sounds really crazy. You don't think not the constant type of silence was even worse. I don't know what he's doing, plotting or planning, so I would talk to him. What the fuck does that mean?
I don't know, but like if he had so much control, how is she even able to get away, like disappear for an entire weekend? I mean, and it was like that on a weekly cycle. So you mean every weekend you're disappearing, but yeah, he has control over you.
Chris, I can't explain crazy.
I just fucking like
I just can't do it. Let's just get through this. Like, I can't explain crazy. We only got like 15 more pages.
I mean, I'm just picturing her just going,
I don't know. I'm the victim. Like,
I need another leading question. What? Sorry.
plotting.
I forgot. Yeah, saying it.
Oh, here we go.
Crazy.
Van Zandt.
All right, it's almost like you keep your enemies close or your friends close and your enemies closer.
Yeah, like right now it makes me, I was fine doing this today, but now I'm nervous about what he's doing. Van Zandt inaudible.
What he's doing is plotting another tragedy.
Yeah, like he's doing something, concocting anything, because if he's not mad at Ken, Bobby, then he's going to be mad at me. Oh, Kenny Lou. That's her attorney she was talking about. And Bobby's Captain Van Zandt, which is the guy questioning her. And the guy that was sexting her. Anyways. Van Zandt.
Okay. I wanted to ask you about this. I received an anonymous letter. And I will tell you what it says. It's addressed to Captain Van Zandt, Lorain County Sheriff's Office, and there is no return address or anything. And I received this August 1st, 2024. And I will let you read this. And you can have the copies if you want. It says Tomlinson, Burge, and Battistelli committed theft in office, and Battistelli did not work and was paid without having to take any time off. And she often would not show up to work and not call off and would get paid as if she worked and faced no repercussions, while other employees in the office were disciplined and sometimes terminated for being late or not paid time off to cover their absences. And no rule by Battistelli and her supervisor was changed several times whenever someone would try to hold her accountable. Tomlinson and Burge, they stepped in and repeatedly covered her, protected her. Battistelli was dating Tomlinson most of the time that she was in the office and was paid for her job that she did not do while causing chaos and dysfunction. In the office through threats, intimidation of other employees, all with the backing of Tomlinson and Burge, and speaks to the employees of the office, especially the investigators and Resendez, some of which kept recordings of her behavior, of the behaviors in Battistelli, absences, and Battistelli's refused to follow through with assignments, and it was swept under the rug. And someone else would have to clean up her messes. And she often told people that she did not work for the county prosecutor, and that the rules of the office did not apply to her. And she stated that she worked for JD personally, and that she went on vacation with JD and his parents with her tenure of the office, and was not required to take time off. And she was JD's companion manager.
Campaign.
Oh my God, it's late.
I know.
Campaign manager.
And I think you need reading glasses and you refuse to.
Yeah. you're that's messing me up.
All right.
If you're gonna do it in the center for me, if you don't mind. And she was JD's campaign manager and would often conduct campaign work at the office while she was supposed to be working. Now, you certainly had to take sick time and had to use.
Well, first of all, the county paid me for the many hours that I worked there, and he could not pay me because we worked 24 hours a day. There was no stopping. I leave at 4 o'clock, but there was no work there. But leave at 4 o'clock, but there was no work because I did community outreach and I did every event and I worked weekends, Sundays, and they could not pay me enough.
Right.
And there was almost no money that she could have paid me for the amount of money that she worked.
But if you did, you take any sick days, and if you did,
we were able to buy vacation time in the beginning. And I bought tons of vacation time because I told JD I will work here, but I want time with my son. He's in high school, fine. I put all of my things, slips in, and I put in all my vacation slips in. And if I worked in an event in the evening, I worked 5 to 9. I would come in at 11 and I still worked 11 to 9. So I think that some of the employees would see me coming and going and I'm like, I work all the time. There is no others not working. The state auditor's office.
did you have to punch in and punch out? And I don't know if any of the other people do.
Which she did. She worked hourly. Like I said, they could not pay me out of salary. You would not be able to afford me at the number of hours that I put in at work. Her attorney.
Are there punch clocks at the office or something like that?
I don't know. You worked there, Captain Van Zant.
Some of them do. Some do. But yeah, because someone, I don't remember who told us this, but I took it for whatever. There was a time that you went to Arizona and you stayed longer than you were supposed to. And you brought back a sick slip to Resendez. And he said that I am not signing this because that is false or something. Did that happen?
Now, Captain Van Zant works for the Lorraine County Sheriff's Office. Resendez used to work for the Lorraine County Sheriff's Office. So, and he was running for sheriff at the time. So, just background information. Her answer, no, I had plenty of sick time.
Okay.
I think a lot of the employees did not know what I did there. She would come and see they don't know. And not only that, I took over 2 other people's jobs. I took over Anne Marie's job and Tracy Brown's job. I took over both of their jobs as one person and did it. So.
Because one was like an outreach coordinator at one time, right?
Yeah, so I replaced the 2 of them.
Okay, so even though you were not in the office, you did work at home. And after hours and on weekends?
Yes, there wasn't a time when we were not working. We work that was your life. That was your Van Zant. That was your life.
That was your life.
If we were not working, we were trying to find something to do for work. Like if it wasn't inaudible, I hate that. We worked all the time.
All right.
And the campaign stuff, you cannot do campaign stuff all at work. It's crazy. Always holding campaign meetings, enough money to donate to the campaign.
I don't think I have anything else.
You said it like...
What is it, like number 6 or
it's another
7?
10 pages.
I don't think I have anything else.
That was probably from Gary Longacre.
I'm not sure Gary Longacre. What is his deal? Since you talked about Gary Longacre, what is his deal? He said it twice. What is his deal? What is his deal with you?
I think.
Were you ever
cordial? Me and Gary were fine at first, and Gary kind of kept going up the ladder. And I finally told him, "I think you want my job." His job had nothing to do with her job. You want to replace me too. You are the one you're the one ladies, and you took Rich's job, and now you're coming at me. And I believe that JD and him, well, I know kind of conspired like to make my life hell at work, and then Gary would blame it on me. She will leave.
What is the intent for that to get you out of the picture?
Because even Rich, I had a meeting with him and Rich, and I said, you know, Gary is messing with me at work and making my life impossible. And Rich would go to JD, you know, you got to do something because these two keep fighting back and forth, and you cannot let them go on like that. And I could not understand why JD would not like say something to Gary. And so finally it was that they got to be in cahoots, because if not, why would Gary? And Gary was like, well, you came in at 9:05, and Gary, I am salary. She wasn't salary, she was hourly, and I worked until 9:05 last night. So then he started like basically targeting me, and I said, JD, if he doesn't stop, I'm going to do something about it. And Gary is targeting me at work, and I said that I'm not going to put up with it.
Okay. Do you think that that was their intent to try to force you out?
Oh, I know.
I am. I guess that I am just trying to understand, was it because it was just too hard for JD at work?
Her attorney.
Was it after the funeral fundraiser in April?
It was after the funeral fundraiser. Her attorney.
That things changed for you at work after the and
What is
things
the fucking
changed
funeral fundraiser?
for you after work or after the funeral fundraiser.
Hold on, I make a note. What is the funeral fundraiser?
I forget.
Yes, and the judge actually even tried to, because I went in and I talked to the judge, and I said that Gary is giving me a hard time and he's making it impossible for me to work with the advocates. And so the judge put out a letter to the office saying that you have to report to John, and Gary is like, I am not reporting to John, and I am not doing that. And he never probably fucking said that. And he and like, Gary, I need investigators, and he would not do it. And the judge was trying to tell him, well, yes, you will. And then they got into a big fight, and JD would come in and say, well, Jen, can you do the job without the advocates and the investigators? And I was like, no, I need people to work. Who the fuck was she? She wasn't the prosecutor. Nobody's gonna ask for that. She was. This chick is freaking. Come here, look at me real quick. He's driving me crazy. You have one. Oh, I can't get it. No, I'll get it later. Anyways, I'm gonna cut it. Sorry. So he made it basically impossible to do my job. I would do it, and we had a memorial police. Not one person would help me.
Because there is one of the videos that circulates that JD says, I pay you a lot of money for you to do shit.
He did. There was 3 seconds videos like, you don't ask you for much. That is what he said.
Yeah.
To make me feel bad, but he said stuff like, you would not have a car if it wasn't for me. I co-signed for that car, and this is just a repetitive trying to make me feel less than.
All right. Well, I don't have anything else to say. I don't have anything.
Are you getting annoyed by that? I can tell you.
It's just like, dude, shut the hell, dude. Just
you got more to say. You got 10 more pages.
You got plenty to say.
Her attorney.
Did you ever confide in anybody at work that he was being physical with you?
No, no one knew. But she was loud, remember?
But everybody knew also
and everybody
in the office.
And she was so loud. Like, her attorney.
Did you ever tell any girlfriends or kids or anything like that?
No, that is why it was a very big surprise. Her attorney.
You never confided in anyone outside?
No, it's like it was a very big secret. Like you would see on the nightly news, the state auditor's office.
Have you ever talked to anyone of his other girlfriends?
Yeah.
Did they talk to you in the same way?
No audible answer. State auditor's office.
I know.
Did
they confide in that He was very abusive.
I mean, Katie would tell you that they were. Captain Van Zant.
She did not tell me. I think that she told somebody, but it wasn't me.
Well, she said that they'd gotten into fights and stuff. Yeah, state auditor's office.
Where she told you that he strikes her?
Well, she said that they got into fights. She did not specifically say strikes or Captain Van Zant.
Why do you think that he would only be abusive with you, though? Or I guess that I am trying to understand. He got in some fights with Katie, and I hear, and I don't know of anybody else.
I think that JD and I were so intertwined. I just wasn't like his girlfriend. Like I said, I did his banking. We did like, we were so much intertwined, kind of like husband and wife. I know, I'm keeping my composure. But we were not, so him losing total control, like losing me is he could pick another Katie.
Yeah.
But he cannot have like another me. I raised him $50,000 and he cannot replace me. Hold on one second, make a note because this just struck me. And he cannot replace me. So every time when he thought he was losing control of me, that is where he would lose control.
Yeah.
The other girls he did not replace.
That makes sense. They were just figures, yeah? When did you start to really see a change in him, and what do you think contributed to that change?
Well, I wrote journals and I started reading through them, and I think it would be 2021. We were perfect. In 2022, things started like changing. The end of 22 was really bad. And then the funeral fundraiser, and it just started, I think just like the power kind of just got to him.
The power of being a prosecutor?
Yeah, because before that, like I said, I thought that he was like a humble person. Like he doesn't even her attorney inaudible. Not really. Heard her fucking answer though. Her attorney drugs. Not really. Sorry. Her attorney drugs. Not really, but he smokes tons of weed.
You mentioned before that he does psychedelic mushrooms too.
Yes, he does mushrooms too. I said this time he's huge. I have not seen him. He's huge. Like, are you on steroids? Like, double than what he looked like before.
When you saw him in Montana.
Yeah.
And you did mention in your letter.
He was huge.
He looked different.
Yeah.
Is he huge, like gained weight?
No.
Or just massive?
He's massive. State honor.
Does he work out at the gym?
Yeah, every day.
Which one?
He goes to Planet Fitness or lifts weights with his friend Josh.
Planet Fitness in Elyria?
No.
Lorraine on Cooper Foster?
Right.
And he works out with Josh Bourne? Did he ever answer you when you asked him about steroids?
He said that I was completely crazy.
Okay.
Captain Van Zant.
Has he ever made mention about hurting other people? People that he's so mad at that he wants to go after?
No.
No.
I mean, he's always plotting against. Like, they're always mad at someone.
A different target when the narrative doesn't work.
Right.
But they certainly did not tell you what their strategy is.
No. Her attorney.
How about against Rob?
Oh, he's really mad at you.
Mr. Van Zandt. But he's never threatened to come after me. Or
Rob is Captain Van Zant. Yeah, he just really mad at you.
Yeah.
He's just hoping that what's his name wins and that he doesn't have a job. What's his name? Jack Hall.
That reminded me of something. Was there a time when Jim Burge or JD made mentioned that if Resendez becomes sheriff, that all of this is going to go away?
I think it was just talk back and forth because JD doesn't know if Resendez is his friend or if he's not his friend. He keeps going back and flip-flopping back and forth. So one time he's like, well, maybe no, I think he would crucify me, and flip-flops back and forth.
What were the comments about it? Tell me.
From that, if something about the EO, I can't tell you what was said.
Is it fair to say, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but is it fair to say, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but is it fair to say there was a comment or conversation about the Resendez wins? This will all go away?
I don't know because he kept flip-flopping and he keeps saying that if Resendez doesn't take a picture with him recently, he had some kind of a fundraiser and he's like, oh no, he's against me and crucified me, and he flip-flops about Rich.
Okay.
I don't think Rich would. I don't think they are friends though.
Did JD or Jim allude to the fact that this will all go away? Our investigation?
Maybe.
When you say maybe,
I don't know. He flip-flops back and forth so much. I don't know which one that he believes.
let me ask you this then. Do you recall a conversation about if Resendez were to win sheriff, that no one would have to worry about this investigation?
There was some talk of that, yes. She just said no, but
She just said no.
she said no 3 times. Yeah, okay. You're out with whom?
With whom?
From JD.
Okay. Well, okay. Well,
Although I don't believe that Resendez said that, I think that is something that JD conjured up in his head.
okay. And Marie Tomlinson never tried to convince you to make this all go away or retract or go against what we're trying to accomplish?
I think that she does like her little I love you, Jen, but
So that's Van Zandt saying that what
Yeah.
I just said. What we're trying to accomplish. Think about that. This is just an interview. An
my God.
investigation. He already has he's already got something in his head that he's trying to get done, and he's
that's
trying to go
Marie
through her.
Tomlinson's JD's mom.
Yeah, and he's using Marie Tomlinson.
The sexy, yeah. Anyways. Don't laugh. It's not
I'm not laughing. This is like, oh my God.
I felt so bad, like even having to say
No,
about that
I mean,
whole thing,
you know
because
what?
it's like we don't care who people sleep with. We just don't care. We care when you're doing it taxpayers' time.
Vindictively.
Well, listen,
You're bringing it
no,
up
listen,
vindictively.
no, not vindictively. You're using taxpayer dollars to make a sex-proof room. You're using taxpayer dollars to while you're supposed to be working. You're doing all this political nonsense and paying. That's when we care.
So what is it that
When you're trying to use a sex tape as blackmail, that's when we care.
But what they're trying to accomplish, why? Like,
What are they trying to accomplish?
They already have
he just told on themselves.
yeah, he just told on himself.
They're
He has-
all colluding,
he has
conspiring. That's the word. They're conspiring.
They're conspiring, right there. That's what that means. Conspiring
Rico.
against JD because they have something that they need to accomplish. They need to use her to get to it. So
Yep.
that's why they're repeating questions and they're dumbing it down even more for her till she
So
gets
G
the
the right answer. It's called leading.
Yeah.
All right.
Love this shit.
I know.
Okay. All right. Are you good, Kevin?
Saint Otter. That's the fourth time you've asked me that.
I just found it strange that his mom is calling you. Were you tight with his mom?
No, we weren't, and we went on no, we weren't, and we went on vacation together, and she seemed like we were close, and we got into an argument one time, like you never invited me to Christmas or holidays, even not buying my son a graduation gift, like we're not family, and you said that we are, but we are not.
Is she aware of all of the other girlfriends that he has?
Oh yeah, and I found a picture of her and Katie on a picnic thing, and I'm like, Marie, you are like.
So she is a con too?
This is Van Zandt. Oh yeah. God. Oh wait, that's Monolly. That's Tate Otter's office.
Yeah, that's Monolly.
He must have a connection with them that he's saying that.
She's a con too.
All right, you're a Van Zandt.
Wait. So she's a con too. So
he has a
he's
preconceived. He's a bias.
He's biased. He's already thinks JD
He's
is
a
the con.
preconceived bias, which is why I'm like, there's the sheriff's connection in the state auditor's office.
Yeah.
Anyways, continue.
Mr. Van Zandt. Would you move your hand?
Sorry, I have to make a note.
You're okay.
I'll look at it. Anyways.
And she is aware that he's a womanizer. A con, a womanizer.
Oh, that's what Jennifer said. That's what Jennifer says. Well, she is a womanizer. She is the same way.
How is the father?
I think that the father is like, how did I get mixed up with these people? I swear, he's solid. I told JD you need to stand behind Dan because he's solid.
How about his brother Travis?
They don't like each other.
JD and Travis don't like each other?
No.
Why?
I don't know why. Travis is kind of a dick, and they just don't mesh. I probably see Travis twice. She probably has no idea. There's probably brothers.
Okay. And I did hear that he was really arrogant and
inaudible.
Travis.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, he works hard for his money, and he has a great business, and he would not donate to our campaign.
Right. Well, did you tell people that you were going to Arizona, but instead you went to Montana? No?
No. God. She's so dumb.
I mean,
anyways, she's just so dumb.
Jack, you better nail this guy. I don't care how long you've worked
no,
with
but
him.
we'll see what he does. We'll see what he does. We're
sorry.
not talking about it.
Yeah, sorry. I hate the name drop.
Yeah.
Okay. No. She said no. Okay.
Yeah. I am always in Arizona.
No.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. Did you go to Arizona recently?
Yeah, I'm always in Arizona.
You were still working for
Inaudible
Images?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Let me ask you this. Chris Battistelli.
Yeah.
He gave a lot of money to JD.
He's my best friend's husband, yeah.
And I am sure that he's pretty upset now that he didn't that he did not. That he did that. Pretty sure he's pretty upset now that he did that. And you were the one that at least got him to donate that money because I'm sure that he did it on your behalf.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are him and JD friends?
Hell no.
What was his take on this? Are they aware of all of the videos that surfaced? Did they see them in Arizona, or did he know?
Well, he knew when I left office that day that I went to dinner with all of them, with a bunch of people and Chris. I am close to Chris, and he said, "What is wrong?" And I said that me and JD got in a fight at work, and he was like, "Oh, you are suing his ass. You are never going back to work. It's done." And he had sent me to his attorney, which is our attorney, Brent. And he's like, "I really don't handle this, and I will send you to Jack." And that is how I got to Jack Moran.
Okay. All right.
I think that Chris was like, he donates to a lot of campaigns, and he helped me start my business. And
okay,
I think that he thought that JD and I got along like everyone else did. I did not know about all the fighting.
I think it's obvious that JD leads a double life. In public, he acts genuine and cordial.
When you only see him for 20 minutes at a time, he doesn't stay anywhere very long.
Who runs the office in your eyes?
Oh, Judge.
Jim Burge.
Yeah.
Okay. Any talks?
He's the deputy chief of staff.
Yeah. Any talks of that?
What do you mean?
Like, has JD ever come out and said that he really doesn't know what he's doing?
No, he would never say that. No, I mean, they try to do it as a team, but the judge is the one that knows everything.
Okay. I mean, what does JD...
He doesn't know. This was like a huge job. Only like his first one out there, and Judge knew how to do everything. And if there were any questions, Judge would handle it.
Okay, all right. I think that we took up a lot of your time.
State auditor's office.
I saw a picture of Burge. Do you think that he's on steroids?
No, I just think he hasn't eaten sugar in 20
Why does that even matter?
in 20 years. He's like one of the most disciplined eaters, but I heard that he was on steroids. I mean, he's almost like 80 years old.
He smokes a lot of weed too. Is that right? You said?
Well, I'm not going to say that, Mr. Van Zant. I got
I
Captain
am
Van
stopping the recording here. It's 2:33.
So that was the rest of the deposition. We wanted to come on here and read this. Monday, I will be going over the Tomlinson timeline.
Yeah, sorry it took so long to get back to that holidays and everything.
Well, no, it actually worked out because I got into the Ohio 4 thing real quick, and we're
which
moving.
is great.
Yeah, and I'll be updating you guys this week actually on that because Lenworth Edwards, the first of the 4, is going to be in front of Bremke, Giovanna Bremke, which is the first. She was just newly elected judge here in Lorain County, and she's a Republican. So I hope this hearing goes well this week, and I actually have an article dropping probably tomorrow midday, just because I've been trying to get some ish done. On Lenworth Edwards and the Ohio 4 and what's going on, and like I did yesterday, I updated you guys. My website is updated, so that's you guys have a ton to dig into. Go to Lorain County Files.
It's been the holidays. You know, you're busy. You're
Well, no,
hosting and
I
stuff.
take that time off.
Well, yeah,
because
I know.
I'm not excusing anything. I'm just saying that's what I'm doing. But anyways, next week he has no idea. Next week he doesn't care either. But thank you for coming on. No, he cares. He listens to a lot of it though. You hear a lot of my stuff.
Everybody that's going to be listening to this,
That knows
I
us.
know we sound somewhat of robot talking
When we're doing
when
this.
we're doing this.
Yeah.
I know you're staring at our foreheads, but man, you gotta like. There's so. I mean, if I was a judge and I just read that, I'd be like, "Don't waste my damn courtroom's time."
Well, then you get to the whole law director and why she let this go on in Elyria Municipal and stuff, because they were felony charges. So they should have gone in front of the common pleas, in front of a grand jury, which there was a court case happening. Then we get a special that's all next week. So I'm going to get into all of that case and public records request. Plus I have those recordings at the end of the week about the radio thing, which are fucking salacious. So that's all I'm going to say. Just salacious. I mean, everything that I've said about the radio contract, everything, it was pretty much confirmed. Everything that I've said about this RICO case is confirmed. And this year is going to be so much fun when it comes to it. I think we're going to see a lot of shit go down this year. I think Lorain County has a lot of positive things going on. But reading next week, Tomlinson, then we're going back into the radios, and then I'll update you on what's going on with the Ohio 4 throughout that time. But thank you for joining us tonight. I'm done. It's 2 a.m. and we have our early breakfast tomorrow, so we got to get up in like 5 hours. So we go to breakfast hopefully most Sundays.
I will get up 5 hours ish.
Yeah, 6. We got to go before 9. The church people get out.
Because
Because it gets busy. Just because it gets busy. We get our seats. Anyways, I'll talk to you guys.
At
Thanks
the
for
Nest
joining
in
us.
Vermilion. I'll shout out that.
Yeah, it's so
Great.
good. Yeah, we go there every
Great
Sunday.
restaurant.
Hope some Sundays, most Sundays. All right. Thanks for joining us tonight, and I'll see you guys on Monday. And say bye to Chris. He won't see you for a while.
Bye bye.